6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Shazia Rahman. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says Pakistan is committed to implementation of all recently signed agreements with China for development and prosperity in the region. Anwarul Haq Kakar has directed for accelerated efforts to curb power theft in Azad Kashmir, Quetta and Sindh. At the United Nations, Pakistan has called for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire in Gaza and occupied West Bank. The UN General Assembly will hold its emergency session tomorrow to discuss situation in Gaza and Israel-Palestine issue. Russian parliament has approved a bill to revoke ratification of Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty. Netherlands are chasing a victory target of 400 runs against Australia in ICC Cricket World Cup match at New Delhi. And now, the news in detail. Caretaker Prime Minister Anwarul Haq Kakar has said Pakistan is committed to the implementation of projects recently concluded with China in diverse sectors. Talking to Chinese Ambassador to Pakistan, Jiang Zedong, in Islamabad today, he expressed the confidence that these agreements will add a new chapter to China-Pakistan economic corridor. He said China's Belt and Road Initiative is the guarantor of development and prosperity in entire region. Prime Minister said, the friendship between China and Pakistan is higher than mountains and deeper than the sea. He mentioned that the people of both countries are benefiting from fruits of CPEC. The Chinese ambassador assured the Prime Minister of China's full cooperation in the development and economic stability of Pakistan. Caretaker Prime Minister Anwarul Haq Kakar has directed to expedite anti-power theft campaign in Azad Kashmir, Quetta and Sindh. He gave these instructions while chairing a review meeting regarding anti-power theft campaign in Islamabad today. The meeting was apprised that over 19,000 people involved in power theft arrested, while 39,836 cases were registered during the last 2 months. The meeting was briefed that the most successful anti-power theft campaign was observed in Mardan, where electricity theft has been reduced from 43% to 13%. Talking to Special Assistant on Tourism Wasi Shah in Islamabad, Prime Minister said Federation and provinces need to work in harmony and coordination for the promotion of tourism. He said Pakistan has vast tourism potential which should be fully exploited. Syed Wasi Shah briefed the Prime Minister on the steps taken to promote tourism. Chairman Senate Mohammad Sadiq Sanjarani held a meeting with Chairman of China International Development Cooperation Agency Liu Zhuhai in Beijing today and discussed bilateral relations. Discussions primarily revolved around the multifaceted development initiatives in Pakistan. The Chairman Senate expressed his gratitude for China's unwavering support in Pakistan's developmental endeavors. Both the sides explored the significant prospects of collaboration in the construction of the International Parliamentarians Congress IPC headquarters in Islamabad. Chairman Liu Zhuhai expressed China's continued support for Pakistan's development and reiterated the agency's commitment to providing resources, expertise, and technological assistance in different areas. President Dr. Arif Alvi has called for imparting first aid training in educational institutions to enable youth meet any emergency situation. He was addressing the concluding ceremony of 12th All Pakistan Camp of Girls Guide Association in Islamabad today. The president said first aid training is quite significant in saving precious human lives. Caretaker Minister for Information and Broadcasting Murtaza Solanki has emphasized the need to create synergies among all allied departments of Information Ministry. Chairing a meeting regarding integration of social media accounts of various departments of the Information Ministry in Islamabad today, he pointed out that Radio Pakistan, PTV and Associated Press of Pakistan are news disseminating organizations and synergy amongst them is possible in the realm of social media. The repatriation of illegal foreign nationals to their countries is continuing, and just 6 days are left for undocumented foreign nationals to leave Pakistan. The government has asked all undocumented foreign nationals to leave Pakistan by 31st of this month. Otherwise, law enforcement agencies will take action as per law of the land. This is Radio Pakistan. At the UN Security Council meeting, Pakistan has reiterated its strong condemnation of Israeli airstrikes and military action in Gaza. Pakistan's permanent representative to the world body in New York, taking part in debate on the ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine, warned that further massive civilian casualties can trigger a wider and more dangerous conflict. He said Pakistan calls for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. Munir Akram conveyed Pakistan's full support and solidarity with Palestinian brothers and sisters in these tragic and challenging times. He said Israeli attacks on civilian objects and infrastructure, blockade of water, food, and fuel, as well as the forced transfer of people from the occupied territory are flagrant violations of international humanitarian law and amount to war crimes. The UN General Assembly will hold its emergency session tomorrow to discuss situation in Gaza and Israel-Palestine issue. In a letter to delegation, UN General Assembly President Dennis Francis said the emergency special session has been convened on the request of Arab Group, OIC, Nicaragua, Russia, Syria, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Maldives, Timor-Leste, Vietnam, and Brunei. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has renewed his call for a ceasefire in Gaza, saying Israel is violating international law by suffocating Palestinians. Speaking at the UN Security Council, he pleaded that civilians be protected as fighting risks a wider conflagration in the region. Antonio Guterres said collective punishment of Palestinian people must stop and bombing of shelterless people cannot be justified. Kashmiris on both sides of the line of control and across the world will observe Black Day on Friday to convey a strong message to the world that they reject illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir by India. It was on 27th October in 1947 when Indian troops had invaded Jammu and Kashmir and occupied it in total violation of the partition plan of the subcontinent and against the Kashmiris' aspirations. Call for observance of the day has been given by all parties Hurriyat Conference. The APIC has also appealed for complete shutdown in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir on Friday. Russia Parliament has withdrawn its ratification of Nuclear Test Bar Treaty banning nuclear weapons test. Russian Parliament approved a bill today revoking the ratification. Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Rybakov said Russia is not prepared to resume discussing nuclear issues with the US unless Washington dropped its hostile policy. In the ICC Cricket World Cup match against Australia at New Delhi, chasing a victory target of 400 runs, Netherlands were no run for no loss in first over a short while ago. Batting first, Australia scored 399 runs for the loss of 8 wickets in stipulated 50 overs. And finally, the weather. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while cold in upper parts during next 12 hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.